Hi, I'm Tom, and this is my 2001 325xi Touring that I just bought, and I am very excited to share with you. I don't know if you know this, but I like Tourings a lot. Over the years, I've owned a lot of E46s. This is actually my 9th E46 and my 4th wagon, which is pretty crazy. For some reason, I always keep going back to the E46, and to me, it really doesn't matter what engine it has, whether it's the 2.5 liter M54 or if it's an S54. I love the E46. So the plan is to spend the next few moments walking around the car, showing you the things that are wrong with it, the things that I like about it, and maybe that can help you if you're purchasing one of these E46s, but it definitely helps me. I'm very scatterbrained. I look at the car and go, oh, everything's wrong with it. And then the next moment, I don't recognize that there's anything wrong with it. So it's really helpful for me to document it, to make a plan and figure out what's next. What are we gonna do with this car? Starting at the front, you can see that the passenger side headlight is clearer or newer than the driver's side headlight. I know that it was broken at some point and has been replaced. That's a positive thing about knowing the previous owner. I have all the details about the car, at least over the last 4 or 5 years of ownership. My plan with the headlights is to actually pull them out and retrofit in some xenons or LEDs. These halogen headlights are terrible on the E46. Trust me, it's like holding candles in front of the car. They're very bad. So people have tried to upgrade them to LEDs, and, safely upgrade, not just, jam in some new brighter bulbs and blind everybody. But I always like going the projector HID xenon way when you're upgrading these, because you just get better light output, you can control where they're going, looks a lot more OEM. I'll have plenty on that process. Since we're up here, let's test out the headlights. I'm gonna turn on the car. As I already said, these candle headlights. Got the driver turn signal, passenger turn signal, everything's working, high beams. They might not put out a lot of light, but everything works. Make sure the hazard button, we're all good in here. Even though the car has 111,000 miles on it, it really doesn't have a ton of wear and tear. There's a little rust spot on the passenger side in the front, chipping from driving, because that's what you do with a car. A little bit of rock chips on the front by the kidney grills, but other than that, no huge cracks or issues with the front bumper. Moving up to the windshield, the cowl has been replaced. It's all brand new plastic. Seal looks very good, no cracks, no bubbling, nothing at all. The window is original BMW glass. I noticed when I'm driving that this doesn't stay down, it flaps a little bit, so I think I can easily get some new wipers. So you can see here on the passenger side, we've got this front bumper that isn't quite in line. That's not a big deal. See, it's not that far out. I think that's just an alignment. When you pull it off, you put it back on, you can align it correctly. And this isn't all the way in. Again, I think when I pull out the headlights, you can put it back in, not a problem. The fender liners are in great shape, great shape. I mean, typically there's some cracking or issues, these little mud flaps pull off. Nope, everything looks really good. Moving over to the driver's side fender, unfortunately there is a little bit of a dent here and a scrape. It's nothing too bad. This dent could probably be pulled out. This scrape is definitely going to be repaired. And as we move down the fender towards the side skirt, there is quite a spot of rust here. This isn't unheard of on E46s. Most of my cars have been relatively rust-free, but I did have one wagon. It was an all-wheel drive wagon with 250,000 miles that did have this issue. So this rusts here, and it rusts all the way down, so the side skirt doesn't stay in. It's just kind of held there. So we've got to pull off this and figure out the extent of that damage. So I did do a quick look underneath the car, and the jack points do look okay, but I really can't say that definitively until we actually get under the car, pull off the side skirts, and really look and see what the issue is. Here on the driver's side, silver trim looks great. Plastic pillars looks pretty good, no issues. A little bit of cracking here on the rubber in the back window. Let's see if I can get that. As you go down the rest of the driver's side, it looks in really great shape. No rust issues. Everything looks okay until we get to the back quarter panel. Once we get to this back corner panel, we've got this bad boy here. I know I'm just using my finger, but it looks pretty solid. I think we might be able to sand that and have that cleaned professionally and then repainted. But just like all issues, just like the issue over here in the front and any rust issue that you run into, you don't really know until you start peeling stuff away. So until we get off this bumper and look underneath and actually start looking behind this, you don't really know how bad it is. So I'm hoping it's just this surface area that's not too far, but you never know. Onto the rear, I've had this little spot of rust on all 4 of my wagons. So I don't know why it likes to rust here. So again, get a professional, figure out how to fix that, how to address that, make sure it doesn't come back. There's quite a bit of rust around the BMW logo here, and there is rust on this whole handle. So on the driver's side of this handle, the mounting point is gone. So I'm not sure, that might be a whole new back tailgate. If I can find one in decent shape for a good price, I think that might be the route to go instead of trying to like pull everything off and repair it, and that's just a lot of work. On the passenger side, we're starting to see some of that rust that's on the other side. I think we can address that pretty quickly. It's just bubbling, hasn't gone through. There are dents and 2 chips here, but this feels a lot better to deal with than the other side, but still something I need to address. On the passenger side, the rear door has some rust on it on the bottom, right there. Sorry, the car's dirty, but a little rust issue right there, so we'll have to get that addressed. And over here on the passenger side, we're dealing with this same rust issue. It's eaten away at the bottom of this, so that's a little bit worse on this side. Is it an actual structural issue? I don't know. Does it look bad? Yeah, it looks really bad. The things we do for the cars we love. And then getting to the end of the passenger side here, pretty big dent there. We can pull that out. Tires are fine, they're Firehawk 8500s, but when I'm on the road, there's a little bit of noise when we're going over 60 miles an hour. So I'm not sure if it's these tires and wheels or if it's something else going on with the front suspension. We'll have to diagnose that. Brakes look decent. This might be too dark, but brakes look decent. No issues there. I love the fact that when someone bought this in 2001, they actually optioned it with Tannin Red interior. Most people go with black or gray or beige, you know, something basic. But Tannin Red in a wagon, just amazing. I love Tannin Red. This was a very exclusive option. I say exclusive because no one really ordered it. It was only available on pre-LCI E46 cars. I have seen it in a few coupes. I have seen it in a handful of sedans, and man, other than this wagon, I've never seen it in person in another wagon. So it's a very rare option, especially in a car that has a 5-speed manual. It's so dirty. Clean this out real fast. Okay, that's a little better, but man, they are not BMW mats. This one doesn't even fit the touring. This car is a late 2000 production, September of 2000, so that makes it a 2001 model. This car didn't come with auto headlights or rain sensing wipers. That's something I can retrofit in the future. No sport package, so the standard 4-spoke wheel. 111,600 miles. I don't know why, maybe it's an American thing, but for some reason, most of the E46s that I've had or that I look at online, they all have wood trim in America. Unless you had a ZHP, which received the aluminum cube in black or in silver, you kind of have this trim. One of the first things I did when I got this was throw in the ZHP shift knob, which I love these shift knobs. They're weighted, super nice. Only problem is this is a 6-speed one. I need to buy a 5-speed one. They actually do make them in 5-speed. Non-navigation car. It comes with the BMW Business. This car came with the Harman Kardon sound system. It has a little button here on the dash. Press it, turns on the speakers. They are a lot better than the standard ones, but in the touring, the speakers are rough. The E46 is notorious for these pillars peeling. This one just flaps in the wind. It'll be an easy replacement. Typically the headliner is starting to peel, starting to sag, but this one is in perfect condition. No issues whatsoever. Back here in the trunk hatch area, it's in great shape. Carpet is in very good condition, no stains, no rips. It came with the cargo cover. These are like $200, $300 last time I checked on eBay. It has a divider that you can pull up so you can keep your animals in the back. Just a great little piece. Ooh, nice spare tire. A little bit of tools. CD changer. See if I got any bonus CDs. No bonus CDs. Over here, battery. Oh, those battery things are always a little. Okay, beautiful. Let's start up the car. You can see that there is a check engine light on. We'll diagnose that. I have the proper equipment to do that. The driver's rear taillight shows that it's out. It's working fine. All the bulbs are good. That's an issue with the grounding. It's an E46 thing. We can get that fixed as well. Not a big issue. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of computer work. Check out the check engine light. Car identify. Switch is on. There we go. Okay, it has identified that we have a 325 Touring. Scan the car. We're only going to scan the first couple modules here. Got the DME going, 6 errors. You know, these aren't always errors. Sometimes they're just stored codes. And let's go into the DME. Solenoid valve, tank ventilation open. That's our issue. All right, that's not too bad. Engine's running. Let's check it out and see how it sounds. A little dirty, but decently clean in here.